With India going through a remarkable financial transformation, millions of new investors are entering the system. Digital payments are becoming second nature. Few leaders now have had a front row seat to this transformation like our next speaker. He built Capital First from scratch, merged it with IDFC Bank, and has spent the last several years transforming it into a modern digital retail bank serving over 40 million customers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage V. Vaidyanathan, MD and CEO, IDFC First Bank, with a huge round of applause. Mr. Vaidyanathan, if you could hear a few words.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a great pleasure for me to talk to all of you, and this is one of the probably only second time in my life I'm doing a speaking at an event where it's all around 360-degree view. First of all, since I'm one of the early speakers, I'm trying to just set the context of the overall numbers that we're dealing with in the country when we talk of wealth management as an opportunity, but set the context. So India's household financial assets in the country is about $19.3 trillion at this point of time by multiple research numbers. Of this, the financial services household wealth, okay, financial services, that is about $4 trillion. And of that number, let me just share with you where is that money. So this is about 22 to 23% is in financial assets. Now this number about 5 years ago was 18%, about 10 years ago. So you can clearly see that financialization is growing, and the rest of the number, X this number of the 19.3 minus the $4.3 trillion is basically physical assets. Could be property, which is the largest, gold comes next, then physical assets like consumer durables and other watch, pen, all the kind of physical assets people own. That's about 80% or maybe 78%. Now, of this financial asset of about 350 lakh crores to 400 lakh crores, 150 lakh crores is in bank deposits. Now, don't confuse this with bank deposits stock in the country as we report. We normally call it 240 lakh crores. But I'm saying household bank deposits, okay, household bank deposits. That's about 150 lakh crores. Equity, good estimates are about 100 lakh crores. Mutual funds, about 50 lakh crores. Again, don't confuse this with mutual funds of 80 lakh crores we talk about. We're talking about household mutual fund holding over 50 lakh crores. And then EPFO, pension, etc., all that 45 lakh crores, you get the drift. So a large part of the Indian ecosystem is still in bank deposits, but you can see clearly that mutual funds and equities growing very well. Let me just share with you, in the last 10 years, the bank deposits have grown by 2.6 times to reach the 240 lakh crores today. Now I'm talking not household bank deposits, but total bank deposits. So total bank deposits have grown 2.6x in the last 10 years to reach this 240 lakh crores. The total mutual fund investments has grown 7x, 7 times, to reach about 80 lakh crores. The total PMS market, portfolio management services, that has grown 7x to go from 1.5 lakh crores to 11 lakh crores. The AIF market has grown again 12x from 1 lakh crore to 12 lakh crore. You can clearly see that bank deposits has grown by 2.6 times, but everything has grown by 7 times to 11 times. You can clearly see money is moving to investments. But this is not something that should be surprising. Then I went and checked out data for other developed countries as well. Like in the case of US, for example, and many other developed countries, what we are saying bank deposits, household bank deposit about 50% or so, this number is about 15% or 20%. So as the initially, like all of us, I'd say 90% of the people in this room also, maybe one generation ago, our parents would have probably earned maybe a lakh a month, a lakh a year, or maybe 2 lakhs a year. But today you can see people earning maybe 50 lakh, 60 lakh crore of a year, depending on which income level they are, maybe even 20 lakhs. So you can see that big shift has happened, and after the basic need of keeping money in savings is required, people do move to investments. People do move to investments, which is why as income is growing, you can see clearly where the story is moving. So, and this is also fueled by the fact that huge amount of entrepreneurship is coming in the country. Any case over the next 5 or 10 years or so, you will see serious movement in entrepreneurship in data center, and with data center will come downstream entrepreneurs like your maybe cooling systems, maybe wiring, cabling, real estate that is coming for data center. You see the drift about everything will create its own. Similarly, renewable energies will come, that will create its own ecosystem of entrepreneurs. A semiconductor industry will come, that will create its own downstream entrepreneurship ecosystem that will come about. Space will come, AI will come. So these are new sectors coming up. Everything will create its own, entrepreneurs, micro entrepreneurs, and so on and so forth. And that also creates wealth. Big amount of intergenerational wealth will also happen. Compared to past generation, this generation has made a lot more wealth. It will get transferred to the next generation, and they will all need financial advice, wealth management, so on. So if you see broadly, the people, if you think of a pyramid like this, and think of people at the top, they usually are getting all support. They are getting mutual fund advice, they're getting AIF, they're getting PMS. I speak to many venture capital funds these days, $100 million, $200 million funds. Everyone is telling me my fund is making 15% CAGR, 20% CAGR. Where is all the wealth going to? They're all going to top of pyramid, because who's investing there? Only top of pyramid people are investing there. When you come to, let me say, middle segment, in the middle segment, one level below, these are people earning probably maybe 20 lakhs a year, 30 lakhs a year, 40 lakhs a year. They probably invest in mutual funds. They get kind of advice. I don't think they're getting high quality advice, which fund to invest in, etc. But they just give, they go by. If you come, but they have some wealth, not great advice. If you come below the pyramid, people earning 15,000 a month, taxi drivers, rickshaw pullers, this is a large population of India, they neither have money, they have very marginal saving, and they don't get advice for sure, because no bank can afford to do it. But my point is, I'm going to show you in a quick demo about how, this advice can go down the pyramid in a very quick way. And, my colleague here will just put it up. So now what we have done is that, is the screen coming up? Yeah. So what we have done is, we have tried to create something called wealth management for all. This is very important, because we also admit it's not possible to give a 40 lakh relationship manager to somebody keeping 20,000, 50,000 rupees in the bank account. It's not, economics don't work. Because remember, behind every relationship manager at meeting a customer, there is a large number of people who are behind the scene working to make it happen. They are the portfolio research people, they're the analysts, the operations people, the compliance people, technology people. A lot of people are working behind. So one RM supported with so many, all that cost comes to load to service a customer. We all know that. So what we have done here is that we have created something called wealth management for all. You can see on the top, left hand side, wealth management for all. So now we say, click on wealth management, and then you say that, you go here and you say, look, if there's a customer who doesn't know their own risk profile, they say, they don't risk profile. They say, I'm not sure. So here they come and say, look, how dependent are you on your investments? Okay, partially dependent. For time horizon of 3 years, how comfortable are you if you're of high risk, high returns? You say, I don't know, maybe I'm not comfortable, or yes, I'm comfortable. And then you say that if you win a lottery and all your money was if you want to invest, where would you put it? Let me say debt and equity. So through all these processes, you get a sense that, this customer is a balanced investor. So these are digital tools. So you say, okay, I want to make an investment, and then based on the fact that you are a balanced investor, now the system is then throwing up, say, a bunch of funds for you, which is a deep research that has happened behind the scene, the same number of people, but instead of serving, 20,000 customers, it is serving, let me say, 20 million customers. So dramatically equation changes. And then you are in a position to say, okay, what is this fund that is recommended by the bank in this case? And then you say, you can see what is the performance of that particular fund. You can see what are the market cap of the companies it is invested in. What are the companies that particular fund is invested in. And then you see the companies you feel comfortable. Then you come and say, okay, what are the scheme details? And then you come and say, what is the risk of this fund? You can see risk of this fund is something like this. You say, fine. And then you say, I want to make an investment. And then you say, okay, invest now. And then you get an OTP, you submit it, you verify, and this investment is done. So this is a digital process of giving wealth management to below the pyramid, because whom we cannot afford through the relationship manager process. And it works, by the way. And let me now take you back to say that if this customer, one of the big things India has achieved is to create the account aggregator framework. And with the account aggregator framework, you can see the top right hand side, we got something called the My Net Worth. So in the My Net Worth, you can click on this, and this particular customer whom I'm referring to here has a net worth of say 23 lakh rupees. And this person can now see what is the savings accounts I have across the ecosystem. In this case, let me say this person has account at State Bank of India, and then so on and so forth. And then, the person says, okay, what are my stocks I'm holding, and similarly, what are the mutual funds I'm holding, and then you get the drift. And then you can say, what are the EPF, what are the fixed deposit across the system, and so on and so forth. So this ability to bring the entire ecosystem together through the new digital ecosystem India has created, and make it available through, you can see in a single screen, this person could see their investments across mutual funds, EPFO, stocks, fixed deposit, bank balances, everything. Now you can do high quality analysis on this based on-off data and off-us data, and then give high quality research to the common people, which you would have normally brought through relationship managers to the top of the pyramid. And this is something that is a new agentic ecosystem that is going to come up in AI. This will make a very big difference, because again, in today, when a relationship manager meets a customer, I told you there are a lot of operations happening behind, and you're serving 200 customers or maybe 70 families. Its economics don't work. But with the arrival of AI, this research can go and check, agent can go and check what are the news articles about the subject. It can give a full look through of what are the stocks you're holding based on the multiple mutual funds you're holding. It can probably go and do a tax assessment for you. Another agent can go and see what are the GST changes. Another agent can go and see what is happening in the oil market today, or what's happening. So there are multiple agents can operate in the background, very low cost compared to human beings, bring it together and give high quality research. Therefore, when today wealth management is available at say 5 crore plus, or a private banking with a relationship manager, same quality research. I use the word same quality, not the lower end quality. Same quality research for a 5 crore rupee customer, what you're getting high quality, can be made available to somebody keeping 10 lakhs in the bank. And that makes a very big difference. Not even 10 lakhs, could even go below that. So that is the power AI is bringing to this digital ecosystem, if we embrace it, to the whole ecosystem. I don't mean the conversational capability, which also can be the next avatar of it. Because conversation, like a RM talks to you, like that the conversation, it can never be as high quality as a human being really talking to you, but you get the drift, get somewhere close. So this is one very important thing that India should be moving ahead in this ecosystem. I want to just finally conclude that this agenda of, because what is happening is that the rich will continue to become richer because they will keep earning 15% plus compounded. If they put an AIF, PMS, they will become maybe getting 18%, 20%. But bottom of the pyramid is just beating inflation through savings. They will never make wealth. So this rich-poor divide will only increase if we don't find high-quality digital tools to fix this issue. And today, fortunately, with the digital ecosystem, availability of Aadhaar, the entire bureau and the whole digital ecosystem India has put together, plus the arrival of AI, is a massive opportunity if we absorb this opportunity and take high quality research to the bottom of the pyramid. Now, I want to just conclude by saying that there are few things that we still need to improve. India has built this phenomenal architecture today of, depository participants, registrars, a fantastic regulator who's looking at it so closely and so on, and regulating it, and the time coming down from T+3 to T+2 to T+1, paper going away. That is like something phenomenal India has created. All of you will talk about it, I'm sure, all day. Now, this is a massive thing that is actually enabling things going down. In the previous ecosystem of paper, there's no way below the pyramid would have been serviced. So the cost of funds coming down is also because of a market mechanism India has created and a settlement architecture and so on. But even today, if you see the porting of a customer from one wealth manager to another is quite complex. You take a physical paper, you send it to some RTA, and they take 15 days to make it happen. In today's digital world, it should not be like this. Because you can move a bank account, you have two bank accounts, you move money instantly. You can even port mobile number, quickly. But you can't port a wealth customer today so easily. It takes 15 days to make it happen. So this is something that, it will improve competition, it will improve, service levels, this is something India should look at. And finally, of course, when we look at, the growth of the wealth management ecosystem, fortunately, a large number of players have now come into the game. Banks are providing wealth management, these new age broking firms are providing it. Standalone wealth companies are providing it. So this ecosystem has come alive, which is all bringing it together. So I'd like to bring this to a close. Since we are associated with the program, I'd like to share with you very quickly about IDFC First Bank. I'll just take a minute to just share with you that we are ourselves a big beneficiary of this being created in the new digital ecosystem bank. The person who spoke to me, introduced me as saying building a digital bank. I truly tell you, IDFC Bank is building the bank on three fundamental principles. We are saying new digital ecosystems come. We are born in the new age. So I showed you how we can do, I did a demo. We say we want to be ethical banking, so we really make that in a tagline. We want our employees to imbibe that. And third, we say, simple products. I want to tell you that in the last 10 years, 6, 7 years alone, you can see our wealth management grown from 1,000 crores to 58,000 crores. And that's like you can see how it's growing. And then we kept it very simple. We said zero fee banking. We said 6.5% interest above 10 lakhs. And then we said monthly compounding, and below 10 lakhs we pay 5% above 1 lakh. And then we said monthly compounding interest. We keep it very simple from the point of view. We try to put a bunch of services for the customers which we think are complete in terms of wealth management proposition. And, we put together a bunch of credit cards, and we take out all complexity, etc. But the point is that we are whatever we're building, we are experiencing it, that customers are loving it, numbers are growing. But the main thing is that we are ourselves following this concept of taking it below the pyramid and dropping the thresholds or giving the same quality what we give for a 5 crore plus customer to somebody even keeping maybe 10 lakhs. And that is our agenda we're working with, and that will truly expand it, particularly with the growth of the Indian market ecosystem, digital ecosystem, and the market and the extraordinarily fantastic market infrastructure India has put together. And I must close by saying in the last 10 years or so, India has truly built something quite remarkable in terms of all the participants, the wealth managers, the regulator, etc. we talked about, and my really heartiest compliments to anybody, all of you who are participating in building this big ecosystem for the country. So thank you very much, all of you, and really nice talking to all of you. I'm really so happy the regulator is here with us, and thank you very much. All of you are doing a really wonderful job for all of us. Thank you.